Thank you so much. Has anybody besides Noel noticed what the trick to the set list is tonight? That one was Island Garden Song. The one before that was Hello Old Rabbit. The one before that was Ghosts. So what's coming next? No, it must start with a J. You roared into the driveway of our southwestern ranch-style house on a new Kawasaki, chrome yellow and black, fresh out of the showroom. Our house faced west, so the new orange sun positioned at your back lit up your magnificent silhouette. How much better could my life get? 900 cubic centimeters of raw whining power, no outstanding warrants for my arrest. Whoa, 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 the pirate's life for me. I hopped on back of the bike, slipped my arms around you, and I let my face sink down, down, down into your hair. Inhaled as deeply as I possibly could. Well, you were sweet and delicious as the warm desert air, and you pointed your headlamp toward the horizon. We were the one thing in the galaxy God didn't have his eyes on. 900 cc's of raw whining power, no outstanding warrants for my arrest. Hi diddle dee dee, god damn, the pirate's life for me. Anybody care to venture a guess as to the K song? No, it's a trick question. I couldn't find one that I thought was worth a damn, so I skipped K. King Saul fell on his sword when it all went wrong, and Joseph's brothers sold him down the river for a song. And Sonny Liston rubbed some tiger balm into his glove. Some things you'll do for money, and some you'll do for love. Raskolnikov felt sick, but he couldn't say why. When he saw his face reflected in his victim's twinkling eyes. Some things you'll do for money, and some you'll do for fun, but the things you do for love are gonna come back to you one by one. Love, love is gonna lead you by the hand into a wide and soundless place. Now we see things as in a mirror dimly. Then we shall see each other face to face. And way out in Seattle, young Kurt Cobain snuck out to the greenhouse, put a bullet through his brain. Snakes in the grass beneath our feet, rain in the clouds above. Some moments last forever, some flare out with love, love, love. Thank you.
You know what's weird is when people yell monkey song like in foreign countries. Because the monkey song is a nonsense song. So I wonder, do they think it has a broader meaning?
My favorite theory is that they think it's political. I'm not going to play that song right now because it does not begin with N. I skipped the M so I could get to the N. I hope that our few remaining friends give up on trying to save us. I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few that forgave us. I hope the fences we mended fall down beneath their own weight, and I hope I hang on past the last exit. I hope it's already too late. And I hope the junkyard a few blocks from here someday burns down. I hope the rising black smoke carries me far away, and I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I lie and tell everyone you were a good wife, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. Myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises. Well, we're pretty sure they're all wrong. I hope it stays dark forever. I hope the worst isn't over. And I hope you blink before I do. I hope I never get sober. And I'd hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say. I'd hope that if I found the strength to walk out, you'd stay the hell out of my way. I am drowning. There is no sign of land. You're all coming down with me as a hand in a lovable hand. And I hope you die. I hope we all die. Thank you. This song involves less yelling and screaming, I gotta be honest with you. But I played it last night and I told a very long story about it, and I'm just really fond of this one. Okay, let me just be a teacher. Who was at the Herbst last night? Did I tell you guys at length who Ox Baker is? Do you mind hearing the story again for those who missed it? So, I'm really conscious of that. If you should go get a drink if you mind. Right? So, but I'm really conscious of that because if you go see a band twice and you hear the exact same pattern, to me, this arouses a murderous rage in me. And I'm not going back to prison. But when I was a kid, I was really into pro wrestling. And, no, that's true. But pro wrestling was like a very, very cheap game in those days. There was no, there were not script writers working on the ideal tagline for the guy to have when he makes his entry with the big lighting rigs and the fire pots and everything. There was just a wrestling room. It was a boxing ring they're using for wrestling. And in the Olympic Auditorium, and some lights. That's kind of about it. It was kind of the indie rock of sports. It was like, and the people who showed up thought it was the greatest thing in the world, but everybody else didn't think so. And the way it worked was, in LA, we had a very, very, very unimportant bunch of wrestlers who nobody ever heard of outside of Southern California and maybe a little bit in Arizona, right? But in every wrestling market, there comes a time when some guy swears if he loses a match, he's going to leave town, and you'll never see him again, right? And what happens when a guy does this is it means he had family to visit someplace, and he needed a month off. Maybe he had something going on in his life, so he's in the New York market, and he says to a then young entrepreneur named Vince McMahon, Vince, I got to go to California, see some people. Can you set me up some dates out there? And Vince would say, no, there's an organization out there. And so suddenly this guy you've only seen in the magazines is being interviewed. And he seems to have some beef with our local wrestlers. But even as a kid, you go, well, you don't know any of our guys. Nobody out here has ever heard of you except me because I make my mom buy me the wrestling magazines, Otherwise, you're just some guy, and you're all mad at Chavo Guerrero, who never did a thing to you, right? But his anger was contagious because it was senseless, because it seemed to originate in itself. It was a perfect emotional feedback loop, right? Ox Baker comes out and says, "I'm going to defeat Chavo Guerrero, my hero," right? But I liked him because he came out so filled with hatred. He was just going to do it. He never heard of us or our piddly little LA franchise, and he started talking, and what came out was just blind, incoherent, and I mean that in a real sense, rage. And the line that I'm always quoting that he said, because this was when I learned from my stepfather what the word inarticulate meant, because in a good moment between the two of us, I was watching Ox Baker and trying to figure out what the hell he was talking about. And my stepfather was looking, he said, "Oh, that's so sad." And I said, "Why is it sad?" He said, "Well, he's inarticulate. He can't, being interviewed is really not a thing for him, but he has to do it anyway." So what Ox Baker said to the viewing audience of Los Angeles was, when I tell you that the blood is going to run from Chavo Guerrero's eyes, you better come down to ringside and bring your handkerchief so you can dip it in the blood. My stage patter aspires to the condition of this great utterance. So anyway, this song envisions Ox Baker having been kicked out of, having been told, "We have no more use for you here in Florida, so you go find a gig someplace else." And Ox taking the whole thing kind of rather more seriously and thinking, maybe I'm actually going to have to wrestle these people to prove my point to them. It's called Ox Baker Triumphant. I will rise from the swamp where they dumped my private plane. I'll be clutching a life preserver in my teeth, and I will find the highway, and I will flag down a truck, worry lines on my forehead, blank stare underneath. And when I come back to town, I'm gonna cast my burden down, little worse for wear, practically walking on air. I will thank my ride and claw my way back inside to the guts of the building where my enemies hide in the dark like roaches, and I will signal the camera crew, and everyone will do what he's been trained how to do, sweat dripping from my face as my moment approaches. Click your heels, count to 3. I bet you never expected me, little worse for wear, practically walking on air. The thing is, I didn't want to really do 26 songs. So as I came down toward the latter half of the alphabet, the trash letters as we call them, okay, I totally ripped that joke off from Saturday Night Live in 1977. Yeah, I just started kicking letters out randomly. You want to hear Pronopherex? I'll play Pronopherex. Shockingly similar to Ox Baker Triumphant. I went down to the basement to check up on the sour mash. I looked down into the non-reactive ceramic tub. It was bubbling. I had stirred up the dust on the stairs coming down. I saw the dust devils swarming around. Incoming sunbeams cut them apart, and I watched a shadow pass across my heart. You were upstairs in the kitchen with your head against the sink, trying to cool down, trying to cool down. You don't believe me, but I can hear you breathing. I looked into the tub and down in the mixture was seething with new life. New life all around. I stirred up the dust on the stairs coming down. You were upstairs in the kitchen with your head against the sink, trying to cool down, trying to cool down. Thank you. These roses are the pleasures of the flesh. These ones here, they are the pleasures of the spirit. And tucked behind a pornographic picture in a frame, The troops found the pierced heart and they all gathered near it. And the dust clouds bloomed in the dark, and the face gazed out from the frame. Room full of French troops in a Franciscan abbey. History does not recall their names. Of the several things that you have to do today, you're gonna regret one. This generation asks for a sign. It isn't gonna get one. Well, Bertha took the picture to the priest, and the priest fell on his face upon the floor. And the story lived on for a decade or two, but no one really knows it anymore. But the Sacred Heart is present in the airbrush, and the Sacred Heart is beating on the wind. And the bodies of the faithful stacked by dozens on the roadsides, stripped and scorched and skinned. Of the several things that you have to do today, you're gonna regret one. This generation asks for a sign. It's never gonna get one. Okay, so look, it's impossible on a rock and roll stage to say this. Well, it's impossible to say it at all, but I'm gonna try it anyway. You know how, if you go to see Warrant, as we do, but if you go to see Warrant in 1987, and Warrant's big and famous, and they're in the big old arena, and they're playing where the Down Boys go. They want to know where the Down Boys go. They never find out. This is the tragedy of Warrant, I feel. But you go see the Warrant a White Lion package, and you sit through White Lion because you really want to see Warrant, and at some point after they've been playing for an hour and a half, you know, and you've probably gotten your money's worth, and maybe you hired a babysitter and you want to sit in the babysitter home, or maybe you just want to go home. There's stuff to do at home. Home's nice. And the singer from Warrant, Janie Lane, says, "Do you guys want to hear some more?" But this is, like, rhetorically speaking, it's not even a question at all. It's his announcement that he's not done. And he intends to subject you to his music for at least another half hour. I've been sitting here haranguing you guys for quite a while now, it seems. But I don't say that in order to get you to tell me that you like me. Right? It's all good with me if y'all, I got 3 left, but I could push it to 6. But seriously, man, it's like, if I was sleeping with you, I wouldn't ask you to tell me that my penis is bigger than it is. And I'm not asking you now to ask for more songs if you actually want to go get some air. Are you cool with some songs? Okay. Well, let's get this one out of the way. I broke free on a Saturday morning. I put the pedal to the floor, headed north up Mills Avenue, and listened to the engine roar. things ahead. A girl named Kathy wants a little of my time. 6 cylinders underneath the hood, crashing and kicking. Yeah, listen to the engine whine. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I played video games in a drunken haze. I was 17 years young. Hurt my knuckles punching the machines. The taste of scotch rich on my tongue. Yeah. And then Kathy showed up and we hung out, trading swigs from the bottle, all bitter and clean, locking eyes, holding hands, twin high maintenance machines. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I drove home in the California dusk. I could feel the alcohol inside of me hum. Pictured the look on my stepfather's face, ready for the bad things to come. I downshifted as I turned into the driveway. The motor's screaming out, stuck in second gear. The scene ends badly, as you might imagine. In a cavalcade of anger and fear, there will be feasting and dancing in Jerusalem next year. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me.